is center court, San Jose Arena. Huge hand for both these players. This crowd will get up to about 10,000 plus. This place seats around 11,000 for tennis. Now we are just about ready to go. This is best of 3 sets for the title. Rusedski to serve. Agassi, Leaf, interestingly enough, won the toss, and guess what? Elected to receive. That's gutsy.
It is, and certainly he's trying to get off to a quick start, but it looks like it's Rusedski who's off to the quick start instead.
Andre gives a little clap.
Greg Rusedski, originally out of Montreal, Canada, now residing in London, 27 years old. Very experienced warrior out here on the tour, and again, just getting back into good form. And he's really had a number of physical ailments that affected that record in 2000. You can see only 19 wins, 21 losses, and he finished the year at 69 on the Champions Race. So not the Greg Rusedski that the guys know so well.
Volley, short lob, easy put away. But already Agassi making him work a little bit. Leaf getting the ball back in play.
Yeah, he's definitely going to try and get as many of those serves back. Obviously, Agassi has the best return in the game, so he's going to do pretty well with it. But he's got to expect a few of those.
Service ace number 2 for Rusedski. Rusedski up 1-love.
Yeah, and that's just the start that Rusedski wanted. You know, establish that good rhythm on the serve. And now put the pressure right on Agassi here in this opening service game for him.
And I think, Leaf, in the deuce court, that serve from a left-hander out wide to a right-hander's forehand is the toughest serve to get back. And that's the one that he has used twice now to ace Agassi.
Well, that is a tough one to move to. And you can see Agassi trying to get all the tennis balls down to his end of the court. He likes to select the freshest one, the one that hasn't been used too much. And we talked about some keys to the match for Andre Agassi. Obviously, he needs to return serve well, make Rusedski play as many balls as he can, and when he has a chance, convert those chances. Rusedski has to serve out a mountain, keep up that steady pressure, and he's got to close it out at the net. Greg Rusedski's not going to win this match hitting ground strokes, Barry.
That's for sure. He over hits the second serve, double faults. Love 15. I don't care what anybody says. The first couple of games of a big championship match like this for both players, tough to kind of settle down. Deep serve.
Andre Agassi, the Las Vegas native, 30 years old. 170 pounds of muscle. I mean, he is trim and strong.
Well, that's a big forehand from Rusedski. That'll go long.
Andre Agassi, great record last year. Won the Australian. Finished the race at number 6, but again, had some injuries himself where he had to pull out of a number of events, and we saw that on Fox Sports Net.
Big second serve, wide open court, and it falls in. Rusedski looked like he just slipped for a moment there, Leaf, as he tried to push off.
Well, this American twist serve, it's a little like a topspin serve almost. It carries Rusedski so far out of court that Agassi had some real big real estate to hit into, didn't he? It's a nice feeling when you have that much open court.
Speaking of real estate, Andre just bought a nice house here in the Bay Area, although he still says Las Vegas is home. Miss hit on the lob. And so Agassi now with a chance to hold and get even at 1-all.
Well, I mentioned that Agassi was going to surpass $22 million in prize money this year. And from what I understand, the home cost him $23 million.
Well, most big servers like Rusedski love to play indoors, and Greg Rusedski loves to play tennis indoors.
Well, I think it's just my serve. In the past, I had the best serve in the world, and I still feel I have the best serve in the world. And I think now I'm more a complete player, so I can actually play outdoors better this season as well because of all the changes I've made with my game. But because you're an attacking sort of player, there's no wind, there's no sun to deal with. You know, you're going to get a higher percentage of first serves. It's easier to make the volleys, and there's less margin for error because you don't have to deal with all the other things outside.
Well, he makes a good point, I think, Lee. Most big servers love to play indoors. You don't have the wind.
Well, and you can see the difference. Indoors, he's got a higher winning percentage and more titles.
Another ace down the center. 136 miles per hour. And this crowd coming to life. It's like an explosion when that serve comes off the racket. Open court.
Now, here is one of the best serves in the game. And again, good extension. He's using all of that height. Again, the toss is out in front and above him. And again, look at how he generates that rotation, the racket head speed.
Really gets the weight of the body into it so well because he does throw the ball out in front. And Agassi unloads that forehand inside out. Clean winner off the return.
Well, again, down 40 love. Agassi just going to go for it here. And I think that was something of a throwaway serve for Rusedski. You know, that wasn't his best second serve by any means. I think he's saying, okay, I'll give you this one at 40 love.
Another return winner from Agassi. And now that 40 love lead starts to disappear.
So, again, he's hitting that so far out in front of him, and that helps give him that angle that he can play back on the return. Surprised to see him behind the baseline. Normally he's right on top of it, but that ball bounces so high.
It's wide, and so Rusedski holds 2 games to 1. Rusedski, first set. He had to say about this tournament.
Well, I mean, I think ultimately you have to look at the surface and the conditions, and I play well on the slower, high-bouncing court. It allows me to work the ball. It allows me to, I can still step up and finish the point. So the conditions, you know, I like and I enjoy. I enjoy coming here and playing. And if you play one event a lot, you're going to get a lot of looks at the basket.
Rusedski drills that backhand. You don't see him hit through the ball on that backhand like he did very often.
Yeah, well, that is his weak shot, but it didn't look very weak there.
Agassi overhitting the forehand. A little too eager on that shot, and now Rusedski. A possible early chance here. Love 30, 4th game. Great deception. Rusedski looked like he was going cross court and then pulled it up the line.
Well, that's an outstanding play from Rusedski. He played with variety. He didn't give Agassi too much to hit, but then he beat Agassi to the punch. And there it is, that big windup on the forehand. And that is his best shot.
Agassi tries to roll that angle. Just catches the net, and so Rusedski breaks at love. 3-1, Rusedski.
Now, there's a good look at how these guys match up in terms of titles. Agassi, plenty of titles, and again, a lot of experience. Look at that, 651 career victories. Both these guys very successful, however. And some serious money, Barry.
Indeed. Ace number 4 down the center.
Yeah, the idea of playing for hardware takes on new meaning in the 21st century from when you were playing, right?
That's called gold.
You had silver-plated trophies and bowls, right?
So, yeah, well, some of them were sterling, but when you melted them down, you could maybe get a cup of coffee.
Well, this is just a great start for Rusedski. I mean, he hasn't really done anything wrong. And what I like about his play so far is how he's using the backhand chip to keep the ball low. He's not hitting it too hard. And Agassi so far has not finished the points at the net.
Missed volley. You know, through the week, Leaf, we have seen Agassi actually start a little bit on the slow side, and that seems to be the case today. He was down to young Tyke Lee in the first round. Brad Gilbert doing a little talking as usual with his son Zach to his right. Doesn't seem too concerned at this point. But as I was saying, young Tyke Lee from Korea had Agassi down a break in the third set. He got out of it. Nice crisp forehand volley up the line from Rusedski.
Well, I'm sure Pat Cash is watching, who is Greg Rusedski's new coach, and he has to be happy with how Rusedski has moved back into a high level of play. And there's a good look at that step out on the forehand volley.
It's wide.
Pat Cash, of course, the former Wimbledon champion, also lives in London, so.
Good. Oh, Rusedski drills the backhand for a winner. And so Greg Rusedski on a roll here. 4-1. First set, Rusedski. Watch the backhand down the line. Greg Rusedski talked about making some changes in his game.
At the end of the year, I started to work with Pat Cash. We started at the end of November. We brought in a biomechanist. We brought in a new physio. We brought in a person who studies everything I do. So it's a full team now and a full entourage. And I think it's really helped because I've had to change my game, my serve, my ground strokes ever so slightly. But the slight difference really takes pressure off your body and balances you.
I think that's what I need, Leaf, a biomechanist. Help my balance a little bit. It's amazing, you know, when you think of the specialty that's involved with a major league player.
That's a nice two-hander. Well, you know, I talked to Ryan Kendrick, who is one of Rusedski's guys, and he really tries to, you know, work on those core muscles in Greg's body to, you know, establish a solid foundation and, again, concentrate on the stretching and the post-match and the pre-match warm-ups and warm-downs. I mean, just trying to pay attention to his body more. And Rusedski really had some physical problems that set him back, and so he's addressing that.
There's one of his favorite plays, but the approach shot way too short. Agassi just waits for Rusedski to make the move. Great shot from Agassi, 4-2. Well, the Champions race has been very popular. I'll look at it right here.
Andre Agassi, your leader, 200 points, winning the Australian Open. The Frenchman Arnaud Clément, Sébastien Grosjean, Roger Federer at number 5, the Swiss star, Herbati, Patrick Rafter, Henman, Nicolas Escudé. Great group at the top in the early stages of the Champions race.
And last year in Lisbon, it came down to the very last match as Kierton beat Agassi and became the #1 player on that Champions race. So
yeah, that was an interesting situation, because if Agassi had won, Marat Safin would have been the #1 player at the end of the year. So Kieran really stepped up and delivered a big win when he needed it. There's Ryan Kendrick, Brad Langeveld, guys who are working with Greg Rusedski's team.
That biomechanic looks mean. I'm not sure I do want to work with him. He might really put me off balance.
Well, I spoke with both these guys. Very good guys, very knowledgeable. And you can see they've already had a tremendous influence on Greg Rusedski's performance.
5th ace for Rusedski. Second double for Rusedski. Keeps Agassi in the game. What do you think right here? Andre not having a lot of luck returning serve leaf. Would you move him back maybe 5 or 10 feet?
Well, he's only a breakdown. I think he's going to stay with what he does best and is most comfortable. Now, if he starts getting into the second set, perhaps then he might need to make some changes.
Another winner off the forehand. Greg Rusedski up 5-2. When we return, Agassi needs to hold serve to stay in the first set. 5-2, Rusedski first set. Well, several weeks ago, the Andre Agassi Charitable Foundation broke ground over in Las Vegas for a $4 million school called the Andre Agassi College Preparatory Academy, and this is what it's going to look like. And a tremendous effort by Andre there in the local area. He's done so much for the youngsters, and so that was the story. And I'm sure Perry Rogers, if he's watching today, Andre's longtime friend and businessman, is very happy about what's going to happen over in Las Vegas.
Well, I'm not sure there is an athlete in the world that does as much as Andre does on behalf of charities. He's such a great giving guy. Certainly Perry Rogers, his partner in all of this, longtime boyhood friends. They first met when Perry Rogers was 12 years old, and they've been fast friends ever since.
15, Rusedski 3 points away. It's wide, 15-all. I'm Barry McKay along with Leif Shires, bringing you final round action from the Sybase Open in San Jose, California. Greg Rusedski on the left, Agassi on the right. Rusedski up 5-2, 15-all in this game. Oh, and Rusedski does not get the break. We have seen very few balls float over that net once they get that net cord.
Yeah, this isn't a kind net. Not like the ones at the All England Club that are so, they're put in the grass. They're not as strong. You get a lot of friendly rolls there.
What do we do? Take this one down and bring in a kind net?
Yes.
Okay. No, it's over the baseline. 30-all. Rusedski 2 points away.
Well, this would be a great opportunity for Rusedski. Imagine breaking the serve and then starting out serving in the second set. Let's see if he chips and charges on this second serve. So Agassi moves ahead on his serve, and this is a big game. You always want your opponent to serve out the set or the match. Well, big point for Andre Agassi here.
Wow.
Pretty much encapsulates the whole first set. No matter what Agassi has thrown at Rusedski, he seems to have an answer. Watch how he's very compact on the forehand, doesn't take a big swing, and he stayed down with his weight. I mean, that was perfectly executed return.
Agassi in.
Barry, I think that's a good play from Agassi. You know, he's been staying back so much. I think he needs to take the attack forward a little bit here.
I agree. He's only been in 6 times and won 4 of those. Not bad. That's going to go long. Agassi holds 5-3 first set. Speaking of what's happened to her, Steffi Graf in the crowd again today. She was with us last night. Looking good as usual. What a great tennis player she was through the years. I'll leave.
I still can't imagine what the trophy case must look like.
Between the two of them?
Yeah.
They need another house.
Just for the trophies alone.
Oh, there is it.
Great shot from Agassi. Off his back foot, Rusedski had him in trouble. And this is what the best players do when they're in trouble. Look at how he creates something out of nothing.
This could turn out to be a big point. Rusedski serving for the set. It's wide. A little bit of an opportunity here for Agassi. It's good. Waits for him to move and then drills it up the line.
Well, again, anytime you make the net rusher have to play a half volley, it's going to give you some time.
This crowd getting behind Agassi. They would love to see him break and get back in this first set. Service ace, 139. Ace number 6. And what a time for it.
Now, is there a better serve in tennis? Tell you what, that
Wow.
that gets it done. Yes.
Rusedski drilling that forehand cross court.
Well, he's only lost serve 3 times, and this hold could give him the opening set.
Greg Rusedski with the first set here at the Sybase Open. Rusedski, perhaps the fastest serve in the game. Can he keep it up as we head for set number 2? 6-3 Rusedski, first set. Rusedski has had his ups and downs. Here's what he had to say about that topic.
97 was my big year. I broke through. Actually, it started here at the Sybase where I beat Agassi, I beat Chang, and then I was up a set on Sampras before I hurt my wrist. So this is really my starting point here. And before before in '99, I was 6th in the world, and then I had a foot problem and dropped to 14, had foot surgery, and in all of 2000, I was predominantly injured and finished at 69 in the world. So it was a little bit of a tough year, but now I'm back. I'm feeling really good. I've been the 2 world #1s. I beat Kürten, who was #1 at the Australian Open, then Safin passed him. I beat Safin the following week, who's #1. So the tennis is coming back, and the form I had in 97, 98 and 99 is back. 2000 was a really bad year.
Well, 2000 was a bad year for Rusedski, but if there's any solace, he's playing so much better now.
Oh, yes. Tremendous effort by Rusedski. Beautiful little drop volley off that left-hander.
Again, look at the approach shot. Keeps it low. And again, the stop volley takes all the pace off it.
This is a very crucial game, Lee. First game, second set. Agassi down love 30. Agassi way off court, and now a huge opportunity for Rusedski. Love 40, first game.
Well, Rusedski gave Agassi a dose of his own medicine. I mean, he really put Agassi out of position with that rolling forehand topspin.
Agassi, his 7th trip up to net. He's won 5 of 7.
Well, I think this is a good play. You know, Agassi is going to have to volley a little bit more.
Yep.
He's creating those situations, but he's just not capitalizing.
Rusedski has been in 16 times and has won 11 of 16. And that's really been the difference so far.
Well, he's imposed his game on Agassi.
Yep. Comes again. It's wide. He puts the pressure on, and Rusedski has broken serve in the very first game of the second set. Let's have a look now at our first set statistics.
Well, just a great set from Agassi. Excuse me, from Rusedski. Says Gamble, but it's actually Greg Rusedski. Again, very effective at the net. And that's really been the difference. But look at how tidy this is. 17 winners, only 5 unforced.
Second game, second set. Rusedski with a break and a set. It's wide.
There we are. So Greg Rusedski, pretty tidy set. Only 5 unforced errors, and again, 6 aces, and that's critical for him. He needed to serve well. If his first serve gets any better, I don't think Agassi has much of a chance.
Wow. That last serve, the first one, even though it was a fault, 140 miles per hour, Leaf. He is really cranking it up.
Well, Greg Rusedski owns the fastest serve ever in ATP tennis, 149 miles an hour. I mean, that's almost incomprehensible.
I think the clock was nervous that day. It was about 120 degrees in the desert.
It was definitely in Indian Wells where the air is a little thin.
Ooh, that's a big two-hander from Agassi. He needs a few more like that right now.
Yeah, that backhand had a little more punch to it.
Well, Agassi was down in that first round. In the third set, down a break. And here he is, down a set and down a break. Ooh, very tight. Almost looked like it was going to float wide. I'm sure Rusedski's saying to himself, I didn't mean to make it quite that good.
Now let's take a look at it. You can see this one volley. It's going across the line, which is the toughest call for a linesman to make.
Ooh. Looks like it just caught right on the line. Looked wide. Agassi thought just for a moment. Ace number 7. So Rusedski holds 2-love. Next week in Scottsdale, Arizona at the Princess Resort. We will be there. Both Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras entered in that event, plus a tremendous field of players. Leighton Hewitt will be there. Magnus Norman, Thomas Enqvist, Tim Henman. That is a strong draw. Another error from the two-hander. I'll tell you what, Agassi does not want to get down 2 breaks to Rusedski. That is for sure. Gilbert a little nervous right now. Oh. Oh. That's beautiful tennis. You talk about using the whole court.
Rusedski putting up stiff resistance here, and Agassi comes up with 2 very telling shots, and that one beautifully placed.
Just wide. I'll say one thing, Rusedski's working awfully hard on every point.
Yeah, he's really executed his game plan perfectly. You know, when he's in the backcourt, he's staying in the point, looking for the opportunity to either hit the forehand or attack off the backhand.
just wide. The crowd on behind Rusedski thought he had the ace. Just wide. And so Agassi holds 2-1 Rusedski. We are in San Jose at the Sybase Open.
It looked like he was on a real roll. Very similar to how he's playing right now. So he is returning to some very fine form.
Rusedski with 21 winners. Agassi only 9. Oh, that is a big serve down the center.
Well, amazingly, Rusedski's only lost 1 point when he gets that first serve in. And that should say volumes about how this match is going.
Wow. 95% is quite remarkable. And the minute we say it, of course, he serves his 3rd double.
Broadcaster jinx. Broadcaster jinx.
How many times have we done that? Guy's hitting a great forehand, and he steps up and misses one badly. 30-15.
Well, he really needs to collect himself here and get back in it. A little chance now here for Agassi just to get even on the serve.
Important to have a look at a second serve. That's just too good. Andre did exactly what he wanted, hit the good return, but Rusedski handled it.
Now watch Rusedski explode out with the step, and then he's able to get something on the volley besides just some angle. He's really hitting this.
Similar to that backhand he hit against Xavier Malisse yesterday on a big point. I think Rusedski, Leaf, has not only improved his serve, but his volleying is much improved. Called a fault. Drop shot, a little long. Wide open court, and Rusedski holds 3-1 Rusedski, second set.
Well, I'm sure my good friend Pat Cash is watching. Pat Cash is the new coach of Greg Rusedski, and I'm sure he is got to be feeling good about how his player is playing. Pat Cash is in Naples, Florida, playing in a Champions Tour event, one of the senior stops, but we'll be joining Greg in the next weeks.
You know how often today, Leaf, we have seen Rusedski win that first point on Agassi's serve. Something about that as a server really starts getting to you
Yeah,
after a while.
it's very unnerving. You never feel comfortable.
Ball sticks in the net. His ball kids have done a fabulous job all week long. Oh, yes. Agassi showing a lot of class on this little angle volley.
I mean, Agassi's effective at the net, you know, and this has been a tactic that has worked for him. He should do more of it.
Oh, yes. And Norm Chris calling not up. The ball bounced twice. Watch this shot from Agassi. He really gets the angle. Short ball. Now watch this shot way over here. And Rusedski way out. That is a huge angle. Agassi holds, and a big roar from this crowd. Stay with us. We're at the championship match in San Jose. Needs to do it right here. Rusedski serving with new balls, changing at 7 and 9. I always thought new balls was a big help to the server, Leaf, but we'll see if Agassi can handle it right here. Well, didn't have to do anything. Love 15. Fourth double fault. Very solid volley from Rusedski. 15 all. Go wide. Good return. 15-30. I'm Barry McKay along with Lee Shires, bringing you final round action from the Sybase Open. San Jose Arena, the #1 seed, Andre Agassi, lost the first set 6-3 and now has a chance to break. Rusedski serving 4-3, 15-30. Oh, wow. Ace number 11.
Those are difficult moments when you have to go up against Agassi and the crowd, who are pulling for someone they know well here. And Rusedski delivered.
Well, that's a good return. Agassi trying desperately to get that ball down the line. Gets jammed. Rusedski now at game point to go up 5-3. Another race, number 12, and Rusedski now 1 game away.
First round prize money, championship prize money, I should say, $54,000. And of course, those all important ranking points that are added to the champions race standings. Andre Agassi leads the champions race. Well, this time Agassi has an answer. And watch him knock off that two-handed pass. Well, should Rusedski win this match, he would slip into the top 10 on the Champions Tour race.
Good idea. Take the second serve, but just caught the tape. Agassi, 30 love. One of those half volleys from the baseline that Agassi rarely misses. Loves to hit that shot. Right on the sideline. Now Agassi at game point. Just catches the tape, and so Agassi holds 5-4. When we return, Rusedski serves for the championship. 5-4, Rusedski, second set. The executive producer of Fox Sports Net is Bill Borson. Coordinating producer, Larry Myers. Today's final produced by Harold Hecht and directed by Bruce Coy. Head of field operations, Andrea Berry. And a special thanks to Greg Jameson and Malcolm Bordelon of the San Jose organization, our assistant tournament director, Bill Rapp, and Christy Bryce, our tournament manager, and Kent Russell, who have all done a terrific job on this event. Just catches the tape, and now Rusedski 3 points away. technical director, Nick Marchetta. Another really good job down there in the truck. 30-love Rusedski. No call, service ace number 13. And we have arrived very quickly at triple championship point as the Rusedski entourage looks on. Solid shot. And a half volley into the corner. A tremendous effort by Rusedski. Two absolutely brilliant sets of tennis from the British Davis Cupper, and a big hand. He has returned. A very happy Greg Rusedski, who almost did it back in '97 right here. Tremendous comeback. He has now beaten 3 #1 players this year. Agassi could do really nothing against that very powerful serve. Tried to get the ball back in play, but it was too much Rusedski today. Some excellent tennis. Stay with us. We'll give out some money and some trophies when we return. The 2001 Sybase Open champion, Greg Rusedski. We'll be right back. Greg Rusedski, the winner here today, 6-3 and 6-4. A brilliant effort against the #1 player in the world. He serves some tremendous tennis down there. Leaf is courtside with Andre Agassi.
Andre, you were gunning for your 5th title today, but it wasn't meant to be. What was it like out there?
Well, it was a difficult day, no question about it. I mean, Greg played real well, and he got off to a great start in both sets and kept it together. He was serving well and volleying well, and he was hanging in all the baseline points. So, I mean, he basically just played better than I did today.
Have you seen a bigger serve than that? Do you think that's about as big as it's going to get?
I certainly hope that's as big as it's going to get, you know. You know, coming out here, you're only going to get a few opportunities, and I was probably pretty lucky to even think that I had one opportunity. So just one shot at a time, and sometimes it goes your way, and then sometimes it doesn't.
Well, even though you lost today, you have to be pretty happy with how the year has gone for you. You had 11-match win streak coming in, Australian Open Championship. What lies ahead for you?
Well, thanks. Yeah. Thank you. You know, coming in this week has been a month since I played any matches, and I felt great about my game the whole week. Started getting better and better and better, but you know, I needed to step it up today, didn't, and I just hope that maybe I'll make the adjustment next week and you know, continue the grind of the tour.
Andre, congratulations. Great tournament.
Thanks very much.
Barry, back up to you.
All right, Leaf. Well, a little bit of a disappointment for Agassi, but certainly a huge day for Greg Rusedski, who is the 2001 champion here. He played some brilliant tennis, moved well. Let's go back to Leaf Shires, who's with the champion.
Thank you, Barry. Greg, congratulations. I'm not sure it gets any better than that. That had to feel good.
Yeah, it definitely felt good out there today. I was here in '97, and I felt like I should have won that final against Pete. So now it's great to beat Andre here today. He's a great player and one of the best players ever. So, you know, it's nice to have a win and to finally win a title.
Well, you talked about how back in '97 you got to 4 in the world and you were there. Can you get back to that? Obviously, this must be a good sign for you.
No, definitely. I think I'm back.